Do you have a shopping addiction? Do you spend money without thinking? Is your first reaction to your emotions to go out and buy something? In this episode of What's Bugging You? Let's Fix It with Tapping, I will guide you to tap away the shame, fear, guilt, despair, and even panic around your finances. And you will learn an exquisitely simple trick to quickly determine if you have a shopping addiction and what you can do about it. This is the third in a special series of 5 episodes called Helping You Get Your Financial Shit Together.
Are you easily annoyed? Are anger and frustration draining your energy? Are you hanging on to the past? Would it surprise you to learn that these everyday irritations are clues to your biggest problems? Welcome to What's Bugging You? Let's Fix It with EFT with your host, Helen McConnell. Helen is a certified EFT practitioner who has helped more than 1,000 people tap away what was bugging them, resulting in weight loss, higher income, stronger relationships, freedom from pain, reduced stress, and more. Join Helen McConnell as she uses the personal, portable, permanent power of EFT tapping to help her guests fix what's bugging them.
Hi everyone, Helen McConnell here. I'm not a financial expert or banker. I am an expert on emotions, and I love helping people begin to get their financial shit together. My own financial situation was so out of control, and if it weren't for tapping and some amazing help, it would still be out of control. I have a private tapping practice with clients all over the globe, and I facilitate tapping for emotions and money at Sacred Money Studios in Multnomah Village in Portland. This is the third in a 5-part series that will give you some basics so that you can begin to get your financial shit together at any age or any stage of life, even if you are unemployed or have no assets. In the first part, we tapped for those emotions of fear, avoidance, guilt, and shame that so many of us feel about just looking at our bank balance and beginning a relationship with money. I had you create a personal financial net worth statement so you could have a starting point. If you haven't done it yet, take some time to listen to that episode, do the tapping, and create your net worth statement. It's very empowering. Don't worry, whatever your financial situation, you're not alone. In addition to the emotions we tapped on in that first episode, there are usually some deeper-rooted beliefs about money, about feeling deprived, about saving rather than spending. Those beliefs really create and control our money reality. So if you want to learn more about how to identify and release limiting and negative beliefs about money, be sure to register and join me for my upcoming webinar in September. The link is on my website, helenmcconnell.com/events. In the second episode in this series, we tapped for the emotions that came up when we created and looked at our net worth, our total assets, and our total liabilities. Each one can evoke a series of emotions and stories. Now it's time to really get honest with yourself. Do you have a shopping addiction? Do you participate in retail therapy? Do you shop whenever you get emotional? In this episode, I'm going to share a simple exercise that will help you get honest with yourself. The results of the exercise astounded me. I thought I was pretty rational when it came to shopping, but that was far from reality. And with tapping, I have mostly gotten that shopping problem under control. This isn't about becoming some kind of perfect. This is all about gaining control of our emotions, our finances, and our life, and to start living more consciously. What would your life be like if you were moving towards what you want and away from what you don't want? What if you could begin to make small, consistent movements towards your really big goals? It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many times you've started over or not started at all. You don't need to figure any of it out. As you begin to take charge of your money and your life, amazing opportunities, ideas, and inspirations will come to you. I know people who didn't think they had any new ways of creating income and so felt stuck. But when they began to take charge of their mind and emotions, they realized how much they had limited themselves. And when they used tapping to break through those limitations, exciting things began to happen for them. You don't know all the ways the universe can inspire you and support you. So let's start doing some tapping about unconscious spending habits. If the words don't seem to exactly match your situation, don't worry. Just use the words that I offer. Your subconscious mind will know what to do with them. Think about how you spend. Is it careful and cautious? Is it unconscious and uncontrolled? Is it over-controlled? Do you have difficulty parting with any money at all? Do you have all your bills on autopay and spend whatever is left over? Do you spend first and hope you have enough to pay your bills? Step back from inside your spending and observe. Notice the energy around your spending. Find a word to describe it. Frantic, unconscious, emotional, frightened, contracted, whatever the word is. As you notice the word and the feeling that describes your general emotion around spending, notice how much of your life space and life energy your spending takes up. Is it 10%, 50%, 80%? There is no right or wrong answer here. It's just so you can begin to have a starting point. If this seems a little confusing, this percentage thing, don't worry about it. Simply take a guess at how much of your life is taken up by money, spending, and worrying about money and spending. This program is all about taking charge of your emotions, your finances, and your life. Now, tap with me. This first tapping is for those who spend unconsciously. Then we'll do one for those who don't even want to spend a dime. So tap on the karate chop and repeat after me. Even though I spend unconsciously, I love and accept myself. And still tapping on the karate chop. Even though my unconscious spending uses about 75% of my life energy, I love and accept myself. Even though I don't know why I spend this way, I love and accept myself. And I'm getting ready to be ready to take charge of my spending. And my life. And now we're going to tap around the points. Tap along with me, starting at the top of the head. I spend unconsciously. Inner eyebrow. I didn't even realize that I do that. Side of the eye. Spend unconsciously. Under the eye. It uses up a bunch of my energy. Under the nose. Wastes it, really. On the chin. I'd like to get control of my life. Collarbone. And my money. Under the arm. And my emotions. Top of the head. I spend without really thinking. Eyebrow. I feel like I enjoy it. Outer eye. Until after I spend. Under the eye. Then I sort of feel bad. Under the nose. I often feel remorse. On the chin. Or like I have a spending hangover. Collarbone, and that just leads to more behaviors under the arm that mask my feelings. Top of the head, I'm choosing to stop. Eyebrow, I'm choosing to think before I spend. Side of the eye, and to tap a minute before I spend. Under the eye, I'm choosing to stay calm. Under the nose, and not panic. on the chin, and tap away fears. Collarbone, and tap away shame and guilt. Under the arm, so that I can truly be in charge of my finances. Okay, now take a deep, slow breath, in and out. This is about relaxing and taking charge without being overly controlling. Now, for those of you who find it frightening to part with any money, tap along and notice what comes up for you. Just notice what comes up, and you can write it down, do some more tapping. Starting on the karate chop, repeat after me. Even though I find it difficult to spend money, I love and accept myself. Still on the karate chop. Even though it feels frightening to me to part with money, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel out of balance with regards to money, I love and accept myself. Top of the head, money. Inner eyebrow, I don't like to part with it. Side of the eye, I hold on tight. Under the eye, I don't want to let it go. Under the nose, it's difficult for me to spend. On the chin, even on important things. Collarbone, money. Under the arm, I'm not in balance yet. Top of the head, money. Eyebrow, I spend a lot of energy holding on to it. Side of the eye, money. Under the eye, I'd like to get some balance around it. Under the nose, money. On the chin, I'm afraid that if I loosen my grip on it, collarbone, it will all get away from me. Under the arm, money. Take a deep, slow breath in and out. Are you beginning to get new insights, emotions, or memories? That's the beauty of tapping. It allows us to receive information from our subconscious mind. This information shows up as memories or insights or emotions, and tapping allows us to more easily interpret this information. So pay attention to whatever comes to you. As you begin to get your financial stuff together, you'll find tapping to be ever helpful, because all of us have deep emotional imprints about money, around feeling worthy and deserving, around saving and spending, around whether money is good or bad, around debt. I've done a ton of this work for my own finances and in helping others. Taking charge, feeling free and empowered, releasing money trauma, letting go of limiting beliefs are all ways of creating a more prosperous life. The universe is infinitely abundant. When we get in alignment with the universe, we become more and more abundant too. By that alignment, I mean getting in the vibration, the frequency of the universal abundance. For most of us, this takes learning and practice. If you wanted to learn to tune a violin and play a concerto, it would require 1, that you have an instrument. 2, that you learn to string it and tune it. 3, that you learn to play the basics. 4, that you learn to read music. 5, that you learn the concerto. 6, that you practice. And 7, that you continue to tune and practice. Learning to tune yourself to the universal abundance requires these same steps. Your instrument is your body and your nervous system and your mind. Your concerto is your imagination. Practicing and tuning is you, moving towards enlightenment. Sure, there will be steps backwards, but when that happens, you retune and begin practicing again. This is a lifelong pursuit. I think of Jesus and Buddha as being two great examples of humans who were finely tuned with the divine or universal abundance. There are also more modern examples of people who I feel divinely tuned. So pay attention to who you listen to and do they feel divinely tuned. Those are the people you kind of want to hang out with. Tapping helps us all get more in tune with universal tones or divinity, with that vibration of the universe, life force energy. In the book The Alchemist, he refers to it as the language of the universe. So if you're feeling out of sorts or out of control and you'd like to feel more in alignment, tapping is the perfect place to start. Meditation and yoga and qigong are all easier when we have first tapped out our dissonance, our deep memories, traumas, and emotions. Then all those other things, the other practices are just so much easier and they go so much deeper. Here's another technique I use when I'm giving a tapping presentation, and I use this at my monthly tapping meetup as well. When people come together, especially strangers, but when people come together, they each bring their own energy and frequency. As an empath, I can find myself a bit overwhelmed by all of these dissonant frequencies. To me, it feels the way this sounds. A bit like an orchestra that hasn't tuned up yet. And when we're working as a group, it's really nice to tune up. So each person has their own instrument, and I don't want people to be something they're not, but everyone, when we get together, feels out of tune. So I then ask everyone to tune their heart to this tone. And if you don't understand what that means to tune your heart, just imagine tuning your heart to this tone. It requires no knowledge of how to do it, no practice. It sounds like this. This is a Tibetan bowl tone, and it's the heart chakra tone. So it's a really great tone to tune to. And you can get those sounds on YouTube or wherever you get your music. So when we do this in a group, the energy in the room is noticeably more coherent after the tuning. You can feel it. Everyone can. Everyone in the room. But you don't need a group to tune your heart to the tone. So I encourage you to tune your heart when you get out of tune. Go ahead and find that tone. You can go to YouTube and search for the heart chakra Tibetan bowl or crystal bowl tone. Tune your heart to that. So what if you could tune to the frequency of abundance? Well, you can. That is what the law of attraction is all about. You are magnetizing your experiences to you, mostly unconsciously. So don't give yourself a hard time about this. If you have deep unconscious beliefs and emotions about money and deserving and creativity and so forth, you are probably not aware of what your combined frequency is. And that's okay. Tapping can help you raise your frequency. For now, I'm going to encourage you to continue practicing raising your frequency by tapping out negative stuff that is stuck and by allowing in divine energy and by doing simple exercises like tuning your heart. For me, I find it easier to clear out my old beliefs and negative emotions around money first. using tapping and matrix re-imprinting. And then I allow my emotional frequency to raise to joy and appreciation. Otherwise, it feels a bit of a slog, like I'm really climbing uphill if I haven't done the clearing tapping first. In this mix of emotions, beliefs, and thoughts that we're all brought up with, we need to add action. I like inspired action more than motivated action. Inspired action just feels more in the flow. Let's take a look at another kind of action that you're familiar with but not always aware of. That's unconscious or habitual action. This is where addiction comes from. Addictive, habitual, unconscious action is that taken to stop feeling some feeling or emotion. Alcohol, drugs, smoking, shopping, gambling, sex, and many other things are used to sort of check out of our bodies to cover up those feelings or emotions. And we usually learn that pretty young. And tapping is the best way to sit with your feelings, to observe your feelings, and not let them overwhelm you. Hey listeners, do you live in or near Portland? Or have you ever wanted to visit? There's an amazing 2-day event coming up that I think you'll want to plan for. The Mindful Wealth Conference is happening on September 14th and 15th. Presented by Sacred Money Studios, this event is about choosing financial wellness, healing old stories, and becoming grounded in your dreams. It will be a deep dive into practices and experiences about money. Some of the most innovative, creative, and courageous experts in finance will be presenting about meditation, yoga, healing financial trauma, claiming your dreams, practical money skills, and falling in love with what you're capable of. I'm honored to be a presenter at this event. The Mindful Wealth Conference is all about learning and experiencing. Come spend 2 days with us, and if you're visiting, spend a few more days discovering Portland. Please go to mindfulwealthconference.com for more information and to register. It helps to work with a practitioner. If you can't do it on your own, that's totally fine. Get some help. For this series, let's take a look at shopping addiction. What is it? How can you identify it? What can you do about it? Some people just know they have a shopping addiction. They may refer to it as retail therapy. If you have a shopping problem, you have not taken charge of your finances. And I'm not judging here, I'm just pointing it out. You can't be in charge of your finances and have a shopping problem. Okay, so just make note of it. Begin by asking yourself if you have a shopping addiction. If the answer is yes, stay tuned for some ways to begin to solve the problem. If the answer is no, you can turn off this episode or you can tap along anyway because it will deal with some other things. There's almost no one I know who doesn't have some form of addiction, some way in which they avoid their feelings. Most every human does, and that's okay as long as it doesn't take charge of your life, the addiction. And even if it does, it's still okay, but it might be time to start doing something about it. If the answer is, I don't know if I have an addiction, ask yourself if you could go a month without buying anything that isn't absolutely necessary. That'll give you a good clue. All right, let's do some tapping. Tapping on the side of the hand. Repeat after me. Even though I use shopping to cover my emotions or feelings, I love and accept myself. Even though it's difficult for me to not buy things that aren't a necessity, I love and accept myself. Even though I can justify all my spending, I love and accept myself. And then tapping around the points, top of the head, repeat after me, shopping to hide my feelings. On the eyebrow, I buy things so that I'll feel better. Side of the eye, I love the feeling of spending money. Under the eye, I love to shop. Under the nose, there are so many things I want to buy. On the chin, so many things I want to have. Collarbone, I love to shop and spend money. Under the arm, I don't like to feel deprived. Top of the head, I work hard during the week. On the eyebrow, so I love to shop when I have free time. Side of the eye, no one can tell me what to do. Under the eye, there are so many things I want to have. Under the nose, so many things I want to own. On the chin, it's never enough. Collarbone, it feels insatiable. Under the arm, and I tell myself I love to shop. Keep going, top of the head. I want to have what everyone else has. Inner eyebrow, I want to have things that no one else has. Side of the eye, I want to be first to have it. Under the eye, I want to be like everyone else. Under the nose, I don't want to seem uncool. On the chin, I want to look like I've got it all together. Collarbone, and it feels like stuff can do that for me. Under the arm, I'm very aware of how others are judging me. Top of the head, like how I'm judging others. Inner eyebrow, for how cool they do or don't look. Side of the eye, I need to have more and better stuff. Under the eye, so no one can judge me as uncool. Under the nose, no matter what it takes. On the chin, I need more stuff. Collarbone, more and better stuff. Under the arm, more and better experiences. Top of the head, I need to go along with the crowd. Inner eyebrow, and I want to be a trendsetter. Side of the eye, I want to go somewhere where no one else has been. Under the eye, and I want to go where all the cool people go. Under the nose, this is starting to feel pretty endless. On the chin, I'm sure I'll never keep up with everyone else. Collarbone, I want to get ahead. Under the arm, ahead of everyone else. Now take a slow, deep breath in and out. And notice all the things that came up for you when you tapped that long tapping round. It may feel a bit overwhelming, and that's okay. Keep tapping until you feel calmer. Breathe deeply as you do it. The more you breathe deep and tap, feel your feet on the floor, the quicker the overwhelm will leave you. It may feel like everything just got shaken up. like mud that had settled in the bottom of a jar of water and then got all shaken up, that's okay too. Keep tapping or begin to write down what shook out of all that. It's really good to journal about it and take some notes so you can tap on those specific things because, you don't want to forget them. They'll come back eventually, but it's nice to catch them as they come up. Now, let's tap another round or two, which should get to the core belief behind any addiction. And that core belief is, I'm not enough or I don't matter. Like just standing on your own, not doing anything, just being. I want you to say out loud, I am enough. I matter. And notice how true that feels for you. And add this to it. Say, I am enough even if I don't do anything. And just kind of sense where all these anxieties and pressures and motivations come from. Usually it's one of these two beliefs or the combination of this, I'm not enough, I don't matter. And we want to help to overcome that with tapping because when we can get really clear that I am enough, being who I am and doing what I'm inspired to do, oh my God, life just gets so much better, I promise. So tap on the karate chop and just go through this with me and notice what shakes out of it. On the karate chop, even though I have this belief that I'm not enough, I don't matter, I'm trying to love and accept myself. Still on the karate chop, even though I've had this belief for as long as I can remember, I love and accept myself. Still on the karate chop, even though I learned this from other people who don't believe they are enough or that they don't matter. I love and accept myself. Now, tapping around the points, starting at the top of the head, this belief that I'm not enough. Eyebrow, it's deeply embedded. Side of the eye, I've been trying to overcome this belief. Under the eye, trying to prove that I matter. Under the nose, but I'm beginning to see. On the chin, that unless I change my belief, collarbone, I'll always be trying to prove something. Under the arm, I'll never feel like I matter. Top of the head, so I'm choosing now. Eyebrow, to tap and change my belief. Side of the eye, I'm choosing a new belief. Under the eye, one that serves me better. Under the nose, I'm choosing to believe that I do matter. On the chin, I don't need to have stuff to matter. Collarbone, I matter because I'm alive. Under the arm, everything else is icing. Top of the head, I'm already the cake. Eyebrow, the cake that matters. Side of the eye, being a kind and compassionate human. Under the eye, helping others. Under the nose, loving and accepting myself. Chin, being inspired from that place. Collarbone, taking inspired action from that place. Under the arm, wow, it feels so different just saying it. Top of the head, I'm choosing to know that I matter. Eyebrow, that you matter. Side of the eye, that they matter. Under the eye, and from that place, compassion flows. Under the nose, generosity flows. On the chin, love flows. On the collarbone, inspiration flows. Under the arm, I'm imagining if everyone knew and believed that they truly matter. Top of the head, what an amazing world this would be. Take another slow, deep breath. Are you feeling it? Feeling things shift all over the place? I promise that if you stop trying to get ahead and simply stop and be, and then learn to believe that you matter and help others to believe it, your whole world will be transformed. I'm not trying to say that you don't need money or that you shouldn't want money or any of that. Money and abundance will come to you so much easier when you come from this place of knowing that you matter and knowing that they matter. I invite you to dig deep into this topic, to notice and be aware of where and how you spend your money, and more importantly, why you spend it. Keep tapping. I've got this exercise that I've been hinting at for you to try this week to help uncover some deep-rooted emotions that spending money might be hiding. And when you clear and release those emotions, you will likely find it easier to save your money and reshape your financial reality so that you're spending on things that really matter. It's saving for things that really matter and not being so squeaky tight saving that you can't spend anything, but also not feeling deprived when you allow yourself to not spend. So here's the exercise. Don't spend money for 1 week. Are you kidding? Okay, there are a few exceptions. You can buy gas for your car, you can buy groceries, and you can pay any bills that are due during this week, but nothing else. Notice the feelings that come up from just hearing about this exercise. Notice all the resistance. By now, you probably know how to tap, so begin tapping on the resistance on your own. Tap on the emotions that are coming up. Fear, anxiety, vulnerability. Use the words like, even though I feel vulnerable, I love and accept myself. Or, even though I feel angry, who does she think she is suggesting this? I love and accept myself. Do whatever you're feeling. Tap on whatever you're feeling and acknowledge it. And as you go through a week of not spending, you will gain some detailed clarity about your emotions and your money. It'll be like going through a detox. You'll discover how emotional your morning Starbucks is when you can't do that anymore for a week. When you can still drink coffee, but you got to drink it at home. You're not going to buy Starbucks out. You'll notice how frustrated or angry or irritated you react when you don't get to spend the way you usually do. Please don't take it out on anyone. Tap when these things happen. When the emotions come up and you feel frustrated or angry or irritated, tap and journal about it. Notice how you've taught your kids to spend. Become aware and don't take it out on them. You taught it to them. And now you get to gently and kindly and compassionately, perhaps, unteach them. Notice if you go through this withdrawal thing like I'm talking about. Do you find yourself saying, I'm going to go grocery shopping even if you don't need groceries so that you can spend or maybe buy more food to hide these emotions behind? Or maybe going for gas even though the tank is nearly full? When you feel compelled to shop, ask yourself, what is going on? What am I feeling in this moment? What was I thinking about that led to this compulsion? Am I trying to avoid feeling something? Those are the tappable issues. And this really is the best way to start getting to some really deep stuff. This is an exercise to help you become more conscious. You can go back to your old spending habits anytime you choose. I hope you find this exercise as helpful as I did and still do. I do it every once in a while to kind of see how I'm doing. As you can see, there are lots of things to tap on when it comes to money, finances, shopping. Go easy. Take your time. Make a list of stuff to tap on. But be persistent. Forgive yourself all along the way for anything from the past, any regrets, any poor decisions that you made in the past. In the past, when it was the present, you did the best you could. Accept yourself and love yourself. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress toward balance in your life. And keep tapping. I'd like to take this opportunity to offer you an additional resource, someone to help you clean up your financial messes, including paying off debts and filing back taxes. Her name is Rebecca Cole, and she's the founder of the Rowan Group. The Rowan Group offers accounting and bookkeeping services wrapped in emotional support for small businesses and their hardworking owners. The Rowan Group takes the stress out of your finances so you can focus on doing what you love. Their services include system setup, consultation, monthly bookkeeping, and bringing your financial records up to date. You are not alone, and there is no mess that can't be fixed. So that's Rebecca Cole. She's amazing and really, really helpful. I'll put the link to her website in the podcast notes. And don't worry, she works remotely anywhere in the United States and Canada. All right, so in the next episode, part 4 of this 5-part series, we will address a money topic that brings up a whole lot of emotions: budgets. Budgets are boundaries for your money. They actually offer us freedom. It's our thinking and emotions that tell us that a budget is like bondage. Tune in for more details, resources, and tons of tapping in part 4 of Helping You Get Your Financial Shit Together. I'm Helen McConnell. Here's to your abundance and prosperity.
What's bugging you? If you'd like to be a participant on the show, please go to Helen's website, purposeprosperityhappiness.com, and click on the What's Bugging You tab. Then click on I Want to Be a Participant. While you're on the site, you can view all of Helen's free tapping videos or schedule a complimentary transformation conversation. Again, that's purposeprosperityhappiness.com.